I love it. Wow, so we got people kind of like all around Australia, got lots of places. Wicked. Well, hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas and my best wishes for an epic 2017. And my mentor always says if you want to have a really powerful year ahead, you have to make sure that you finish the year strong. So guys, thank you for being a part of this webinar. Like Rachel said, you know, our time is very, very precious. So all I can promise you is that over the next 30 to 35 minutes or so, I'm going to share some really valuable information with you that the person that invited you to be on this webinar with just wants to share this gift with you. Let's call it a late Christmas present. That's what I'm going to call World Ventures over the next 35 minutes. A late Christmas present, a Christmas present that can help you to have a much more rewarding, a lot more adventurous 2017. So as Rachel said, my name is Efrosyni. What you can see on your screen right there is one of our many offices around the world. That's beautiful Fiji, actually. And guys, just before we get into it, I want to share a little story with you because, you know, one of the most important things that I learned from my mentor a few years ago when I came across our company for the first time was 7.5 years ago, living in London. And I remember I was just about to see the information for the first time. And let me just make sure that everything is, there you go. I was about to see this information for the first time, and I remember one of the things that he said. He goes, the mind works exactly like a parachute. It works best when it's open. And I remember one of the stories that I heard recently is the story of Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook and how he first started Facebook. And when he started, he invited 5 people to come around to his university dorm in order to share this little idea with them called Facebook. Now, back then, his vision wasn't as big as what it is right now. He just wanted a social media platform to connect all the university students at Harvard University. Little did he know that, you know, his vision kept on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So did this little idea called Facebook, and that's 1.6 billion users. Now, he invited 5 people around his university dorm, but only 2 of them showed up. 3 of them didn't show up. They didn't want to hear about it. And the 2 people that showed up along with Mark Zuckerberg, if you go into, you know, search the top 10 youngest billionaires in the world under 30, you'll see that 3 of them, Mark Zuckerberg and the other 2 guys, are in the top 10 youngest billionaires. Now, I'm not going to tell you that what you're going to see right now has got the potential to turn you into a billionaire or even a millionaire. I'm not going to tell you this. Here's what I'm going to tell you. The information we're going to share with you, the reason your friend invited you to share this idea with you is because they're really, really excited about it. It may be for you or it may not be your time. We don't know this. I don't have a crystal ball until we share the information with you. But my biggest recommendation that I can tell you is from experience is just taking the information, have an open mind. And if anything, over the next half an hour or so, we're going to be talking about holidays. So just to make sure you're on the right kind of webinar. Who loves to go on holidays? Type if you say you love to go on holidays, and if there's one place that you could go to right now, if I said to you, I'll give you a ticket to fly anywhere in the world, where's the one place that you'd want to go to right now? Just type it on the little chat. Well, Greece, Santorini. It looks like Greece is quite popular there. Bolivia. That's an interesting one. Zimbabwe, New York, I love New York as well. Bora Bora, absolutely couldn't agree more. Guatemala. Now, someone from Kalgoorlie said Chamonix. I don't know if I'm even saying that correctly. I've never heard of that place before. That's something I got to check out. Wicked. Maldives, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. We all have big bucket lists, don't we? And, you know, I'm just sharing some of the experiences that I've been fortunate enough to have because of our travel club over the last 7.5 years, guys. I've been taking an average 1 holiday every single month, sometimes 2 trips every single month, to give you an idea, from, you know, working with lions in Zimbabwe, seeing the statue of David in Florence in Italy. In fact, Italy is one of my favorite places in the world. You know, in Hawaii, cage diving with crocodiles in Africa, skydiving. If you love adventure, we're definitely going to have a lot of fun. You know, riding elephants in Bali, there's Hungary, there's Barcelona, kissing dolphins in Mexico. I'm actually excited. I'm going to be celebrating my birthday in Mexico end of March as well. So lots of great pictures from there. And the reason I wanted to share some of these pictures with you guys is purely because I want to show you what life can be like when you want more, but more importantly, when you back it up with the right action. See, life wasn't exactly like this for me when I saw this 7.5 years ago. In fact, I was living in London, coming from an island called Cyprus, pretty much same distance as what Brisbane is to Perth, a 5-hour flight. That's the distance between London and Cyprus. And my version of a holiday back then was taking 1 or 2 days off, combining with the weekend, flying to Cyprus, seeing the family, and that's about it. I used to work 80 to 100 hours a week. Didn't have a lot of time, but when I saw the information, I remember my mentor said to me, if you don't have time, this is why you need to take a look, because if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting more of what you've already got. So if you want something different, you have to do something different. And that's exactly what I chose to do. Now, as we get into it, guys, essentially, our company is an innovational company. It's a company that is disrupting an industry called the travel industry. Much like what Skype did to long distance, Uber is doing to the taxi industry, and Netflix is done to Blockbuster basically. That's exactly what our core product, which is called DreamTrips, is doing. It's doing something that has never been done before to take an industry, a gigantic industry called travel industry, which is an $8 trillion a year industry, and by doing something unique, even when you got a very small slice out of a gigantic pie called travel industry, it turns you into a multi-billion-dollar company. In fact, to give you an idea, our company is on track to finish our first billion-dollar year in 2016. Now, you may have seen that little blue sign up on the screen. I've got one right here as well. You may have seen it on your friend's Facebook, on social media. Maybe you even saw it on a holiday. So we're going to show you exactly what is the story behind the little blue sign and why is our company disrupting an industry. What are we doing that is so unique that is literally becoming the talk in the travel industry? Now, to give you a little bit of an idea, there's 2 independent awards that are the most high caliber awards in the travel industry. One is the Magellan Award and the other one is the World Travel Awards. And you can easily go to worldtravelawards.com, and if you go there and you search Rovia or DreamTrips, Rovia is our travel agency and DreamTrips is our core product, you'll see that we've won 23 different awards in the last few years. Now, World Travel Awards has been named the Oscars for the travel industry. Okay, that's an independent award. So why is it that we're getting all these different awards? You know, it's purely because we're offering such a unique experience, and all is basically done through our app. So you can go into Google Play or the App Store right now and download the DreamTrips app. And essentially what this is going to give you, is going to give you a unique platform that gives you 2 different ways that you can travel. One way is our award-winning booking engine. And that enables you to book anything travel related, you know, whether you want sort of like, you know, flights, hotels, accommodation, car rental, as you can see, even different activities that you want to do. You know, for example, something recently that we did, we were just in Vegas recently and did a helicopter ride in Vegas. You know, I was also in Vegas in April this year, wanted to see the Grand Canyon. That's one thing to, you know, drive towards the Grand Canyon and go to the Skywalk Bridge there and see it, but you'll see this much out of the Grand Canyon. We chose to do a helicopter ride through the Grand Canyon, and it was such a unique experience because it took you literally down to the bottom of the canyon. We had a sit-down formal dinner, you know, with a bottle of champagne and everything, and then the helicopter took off into the sunset, and the sunset just brought out the colors of the canyon. Now, that was such an amazing experience, and I booked that through my booking engine, okay? Now, one of the benefits of booking it through our booking engine is 2 things. One is our guaranteed prices. See, if you go to our booking engine and you book a flight or a hotel, within the same day that you've booked it, If you go online and you find like for like cheaper anywhere else, the company will give you 150% of the difference back. So let's say, I booked a flight to go to Bucharest yesterday. I got a one-way flight, go to Bucharest in January, then I'm going over to Cyprus to see the family because my brother's having a little boy, so that's going to be my third nephew. I'm very, very excited about it. So here's what I do, okay? Before World Ventures, what we used to do is go online, open 10 different tabs, and then just sit there try to compare between all the different tabs in order to find, what's cheaper, what's got good reviews. And, and they said that the average person to plan their holidays for 2017, I was just reading an article today, will spend about 15 hours. 15 hours to plan their holidays for 2017, okay? I go to my booking engine and I can spend half an hour and I can book 5 different holidays easily, okay? The biggest challenge that I've got is which one to actually book because there's so many different options, and I'll show you how that works shortly. Now, the reason we have all these different windows normally is because we want to find the best deal. Well, you don't need to do that anymore because everything's got the Rovio price pledge, which means you got the peace of mind that if you do find it cheaper somewhere else, let's say you do, best case scenario, you find it cheaper somewhere else, then you're going to get 150% of the difference back. Worst case scenario means you'll get the best deal. Okay, so that's a pretty cool deal. Now, the other thing is the rate shrinking technology that we've got. The rate shrinking technology, basically, it's an algorithm that from the moment that you book your flight until about 10 minutes before you fly, it will keep on searching the internet for the same flight, like for like, cheaper anywhere else. If it does find it cheaper somewhere else, it will automatically get you booked for the cheaper seat and refund you the difference to your card. So essentially, you've got that peace of mind that you're always going to get the best deal. Now, that's the first way that we travel, and I always call our booking engine a little bit like the entree when you go to a restaurant, okay? Now, our signature dish is called DreamTrips, and DreamTrips is curated holidays, okay? Now, as you can see there, you can see all of this on the app when you download to your phone, or you can even go to your website later on, because at the end of this year, we'll show you how you can become a member. Now, have a look at this. 2014, we had 1,000 DreamTrips. We launched Australia 2014, okay? In 2 years, we've gone from 1,000 to 11,000 DreamTrips. Now, that not only just shows you the big variety, but more importantly, shows you the exponential growth of our company, guys. Now, one DreamTrips membership covers your whole household, so you and your partner and any kids under the age of 18. Now, of course, if you've got 15 kids, you might need a couple of memberships for that one, okay? But it's an average household. And essentially, here's what the Dream Trip is. It takes the headache away from you. You find an experience, you find a holiday that you want to go on a particular destination, and it includes your accommodation or, on a cruise, your cabin, and also some hand-picked activities to do on each trip and a combination of different meals. So let me show you some examples. Melbourne, Australia, 6 days, 5 nights at the Vibe Savoy Hotel. Now you can see this has got a full day Yarra Valley tour and a full day Phillip Island tour and 5 breakfasts, 1 lunch and 2 dinners. Okay? Now, $689, if we sit there and basically calculate it, that works out to what? $110, $115 per day, essentially, okay? To have breakfast every day and, also have a couple of tours on top of that and staying in a beautiful 4-star hotel. Now, see how it says there, apply 240 points. Here's what's really cool about our DreamTrips membership, is when you join to be a member of our club, whatever you pay to come in for the membership, you'll get back dollar for dollar in points to redeem off DreamTrips. Okay? Now let me ask you this, all right? I always believe this is a bit of a common sense kind of question. If you take money from your check account and you put it into your savings account, have you lost any money? Absolutely not. Same here. If you put $1 in and automatically you get $1 back in return, how much have you lost? Essentially, it's a travel savings account. So instead of sitting there and kind of like having a little budget aside to go on holidays that sometimes you got to go and dip into it and then, you got to sit there and go, oh, let me go for a cheaper holiday or a local holiday because I haven't really budgeted enough. Well, let that kind of take care of itself. Okay, and I'll show you how that works towards the end. Now, this is Melbourne here. You know, Hong Kong, this is coming up in January. As you can see, 4 days, 3 nights, and includes a few meals as well, $499. Apply 180 points. So essentially, you as the member will pay $319 and your guest will spend $499. So you can split the difference between the two there. Okay, New Zealand, I love New Zealand. In fact, Christchurch and Queenstown are two of my favorite places, and I can't wait to go to New Zealand in 2017. So this is 4 days, 3 nights, $379, and take off 120 points. That's $250 for 3 nights in New Zealand. Now, some of you might go, okay, great Efrosyni, but I don't really want to go especially from Perth, fly from Perth to go to New Zealand for 3 nights. Well, the cool thing is you can actually extend your dream trip either a couple of nights beforehand or a couple of nights afterwards. Or my favorite thing to do is do dream trip hopping. So go from one to another one and combine a few different ones, okay? Macau, I was there in September last year actually. I went over there for a Bon Jovi concert. Macau is actually quite beautiful. I think it's more like the Vegas of Asia. It's really nice over there. So this one includes a full Macau tour as well, and includes airport transfers. A lot of our dream trips include airport transfers as well. So you literally don't have to think when you get to the airport and go, oh, oops, how do I get to my hotel? What do I book? And things like that. Beijing, Great Wall of China. We actually did this trip in May this year in 2016. Tell you what, you know, Beijing, like Great Wall of China, wasn't high on my priority list, but you know, when the opportunity came up to go see it, I thought, okay, let's go. Why not? I can tick another thing off my bucket list this year. But when I got there, just to see the sheer size of it and the vision that the emperor had in order to create this, and now, of course, how many tens of thousands of lives that were sacrificed to build this. I mean, it's such a unique experience that it's very difficult to capture in any picture or video. It's one of those things that you have to go and experience yourself. Greece, I know a lot of you said that you want to go to Greece. I love going to Greece. This is 7 nights. Now you can see from here, guys, this includes 7 breakfasts, 6 dinners and a lunch, and a Greek night as well, because Greeks know how to have fun. Now you can see from there, $1,138 for 2 people. Once you take off the points, that's essentially $1,000 for 7 nights for 2 people in Greece. Okay, that's pretty crazy. You know, if you're into cruises, this is the Caribbean, 7 days, 6 nights. Now we know cruises is like a floating buffet, and if you sit there, do the maths for that one, it's about $1,000 for 2 people as well for 6 nights. Now Hamilton Island, I love Hamilton Island. I just got back from Hamilton Island, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now. And we went to snorkeling on the Great Barrier Reef, which was amazing to see and be able to see one of the natural wonders of the world. But my favorite thing is we got a helicopter and went over the Great Barrier Reef as well. And you know that little love hut that sometimes is, you know, if you go into Google and search the little love hut in Great Barrier Reef, you know, it looked really cool from the helicopter. Now we went with a couple of hundred of our friends. I don't know, I haven't seen everybody that's actually on this because there's so many people on this webinar, but I know there's a few people that are on this webinar that were on this Hamilton Island dream trip. And guys, this was absolutely such a peak experience. Waking up in the morning, the hotel that we're staying at was overlooking the reef. I did not want to leave, so I'm very excited about actually finding a way to go back to Hamilton Island in 2017 as well. So Dubai, great for shopping. Now this is staying at the Fairmont as well, which is a great hotel. It's one of the nicest hotel chains in the world and includes a safari tour. Now one of the other things that we do is what we call welcome dream trips. So for those people that are brand new, like you guys just getting started today, you've got about 90 days in order to book a dream trip that will actually be even more discounted than already discounted wholesale price that we're offering. And the reason that we do that as a company is what we found is that when people take one dream trip with our company, we've got over 80% retention rate, and that's a statistic that we've had for years. Our company's been around for 11 years. So essentially, we want to give you the incentive to go on a dream trip ASAP, because it's one thing to hear about the experiences that people are having. It's a different thing to go over there, build your own experiences, take your pictures and show your friends and share it with your friends rather than try to sell it to your friends, which doesn't work. So, I mean, if you want to come over to Perth and visit us, this is a great package, and it also includes a full-day sightseeing tour of Rottnest Island. Now, to give you an idea, just the ferry to go to Rottnest Island, just the ferry, not even the sightseeing tour, starts from about $130. So you can see the value on that one there. Cairns in Australia, including the Great Barrier Reef as well. New York, one of my favorite cities. I always do my shopping in New York and Vegas, and this is actually staying at the Le Méridien overlooking Central Park, and as you can see, it includes a ticket to a Broadway show as well. Now, those are the dream trips, guys. I gave you a very, very small taste. Obviously, if I showed you 11,000, we'd be here all night. But I'll tell you, one of my favorite types of trips that we do is our Voluntourism dream trips, where you get the opportunity to go to a third world country and be able to give back. We've done a lot of projects in Africa, in Liberia, in Kenya, building orphanages, in Thailand, working with Blessed Homes, and that's actually one of the trips that I've got as an example. Guatemala, we've actually helped to build 100 schools in Guatemala. Now, if you bear in mind that each school impacts about 10,000 lives during its lifetime, 100 schools, that's a lot of lives being impacted just because of our World Ventures Foundation. And being able to not just contribute financially is one thing, able to contribute your time, be there to help to build the school, or here, in Thailand and Blessed Homes, to go over there and help to, expand the orphanage and meet the kids that are being affected by this. You think that sometimes we're doing this in order to change their life, but you come back and you're changed as a person as well, because it's such a magical experience, and then we realize how blessed we are, to be living in the country that we are in the times that we're living. So basically, that's the app. Now, one of the things that we've launched lately as well is dining options. So imagine being able to go to a restaurant in Melbourne, Sydney, Perth. We just did a Captain Cook cruise a couple of nights ago here in Perth. We had about 130 people on a cruise, and we went, it was a 3-hour cruise down Swan River, watching the sunset, full buffet, soft drinks included, and all of that we just paid $75 per person. And what's really cool about it is that we're able to get 30% of the cost back in points in order to spend on more holidays. So you can eat your way or cruise your way to another dream trip, which is pretty crazy. So all of this, guys, essentially you've got 2 levels of membership that you can be a part of. One is okay, so I can see here Neil's got a question. I'm going to answer these questions. I don't want to get into a Q&A yet, because chances are I'll probably cover everything by the end of this webinar. He goes, what's the catch if they're offering this at 40% less, taking into account it's all in US dollars? Where is the money made? So, Neil, if you've heard of companies like Costco or things like that, which is basically or cash and carry that we've got here in Perth, it's wholesale companies, and when you go over there, you pay a membership, and by paying a membership, you can go and get your toothpaste and your toilet paper at wholesale prices. And essentially, these wholesale clubs, because they've got millions of members, I mean, Costco's got tens of millions of members around the world, that's why they can literally give prices of, your toothpaste or your toilet paper at rock bottom prices that you wouldn't be able to access. Now, we've applied exactly the same concept, but to travel. So our company does not make any money on the holidays. It doesn't make any money on the DT local either on the dining options. That's not where the company makes money. The company makes money when people become a member of the club. Essentially, 65% of that revenue is given back to us, to reps as commissions, and I'll show you how that works shortly. But the company keeps 35%. Now, if you bear in mind that we're on track to do our first $1 billion year, a company is pretty healthy, okay? In fact, we just spent $80 million on our technology and our app in order to give us an even more unique experience and a more enhanced experience as well, which I'll cover later on. So I hope that kind of covers that there for you, Neil, as well. But a great question. Now, let me go into the memberships here. So the entry level is a gold membership. It's $200 once off. Once you include the GST as well, works out to $220 US once off, and $54 a month. And the platinum is $329 US once in your life, and $110 a month. Now, most people in Australia go for platinum. We're open in 30 countries, so I've got people in my team in Greece, for example, where the average salary is $400 a month. A lot of people in Greece actually start off with the gold and upgrade later, okay? Now, as I explained earlier, that initial joining fee, so the $220 you pay once, or the $330 you pay once, automatically you get back dollar for dollar in points straight away to use. Okay, so you can go book a dream trip tonight, to give you an idea. The monthly membership on your 12-month anniversary, you'll get that back dollar for dollar as well. Okay, so that's why, you know, the travel club membership just makes sense. Now, this is actually a trip that we did in Cancun. As you can see, lots of excited people with their little blue sign. Guys, that's the first part. I honestly believe that the first part is literally for everybody. If you love to go on holidays, and now that you've seen wholesale prices, why would you want to pay retail? You know, now I'm going to take you over the next few minutes, okay? I'm going to take you through the business opportunity. Now, this is not for everybody. If by the end of this part, you say to me, Efrosyni, I've got enough money in my bank account, or I'm exactly where I want to be financially, I don't need the business opportunity, I say no problem. You can just get started with the travel club, literally grab one of those little blue signs, excuse me, and start ticking things off your bucket list. But if you're in a situation right now, like I was 7.5 years ago, where time was a bit of an issue, I was working crazy hours, or you know, you might be in a situation right now where maybe finances are a little bit of an issue. Maybe, you know, spend a little bit too much over Christmas, and money in 2016 has been a little bit tight, and you want something more in 2017. Essentially, this part is a plan B, something to do over and above what you're already doing to generate anything from a few extra $100 a month to life-changing income if you wish to, okay? Now, to give you an idea, you're partnering with a company that's a rock-solid 11 years old. And that's our head offices in Plano, Texas. A couple of weeks ago, we were in Sydney on the 14th of December, and we launched our first head office in Australia. This is very, very big news, especially considering Australia's only been open for 2.5 years. Now, to give you an idea, guys, in the direct sales industry, which is an industry that's well over 100 years old, we're number 32 biggest direct sales company in the world. But here's what's really cool about it. Normally in direct sales, you've got a lot of companies that are in health and wellness and nutrition and things like that. Now, you know, I don't want to take anything away from that. There's some great companies out there, but travel is probably one of those things that is just an inherent yes. You don't need to sell to your friends to go on holidays. They're already going on holidays. They're already excited about talking about their holiday experiences. And there's no company in network marketing that's ever been able to do what we've done that's ever made it to the top 100 direct sales companies in the world, let alone the top 30. Now, that's last year's statistics. We're waiting for the new year statistics, and I expect we're going to have a pretty big jump. Now, you can have a slice out of that pie for $100 once off, and $12 a month. You could be a representative like your friend. Now, you can do this in your spare time, part-time, or full-time, depending where you're at. And just by joining, you can actually say you're business partners with Shaquille O'Neal, because Shaq just joined us in May this year. Very excited about our club. In fact, he DJ'd at our Las Vegas event that we had with 14,000 people. You can see him there with his little blue sign as well. Now, the reason Shaq could join us because he showed us a way to help a lot more people. So, you know, sometimes people see this and they go, okay, you know, I've got plenty of money in the bank. Well, so does Shaq. But sometimes for some people it's something different. I've got friends of mine and I've got team members, like one of the guys that is the highest level in the company in Australia, Shane Anderson, very successful businessman from the Gold Coast, already had plenty of money, very, very successful, has a business that does well over, $20-30 million a year in revenue, but had no time. Okay, so there's always something more that people want. Our job is to simply share the information and see what ticks the most with people. Now, Shaq has brought his friend Shamar Moore on board. This guy's the main star of Criminal Minds. We're getting a lot of traction from celebrities at the moment. Now, what I love about World Ventures, guys, is that we're very upfront. There's no guarantees regarding income. The only guarantee in this business is you. You work, you get paid. This is not a free ride. But the cool thing is that if you apply yourself, and I'm going to show you how to apply yourself the right way, this can be life-changing if you wish to. Or it can just basically complement your lifestyle. Now, like any business, what's the first goal? It's first, you want to break even, like any business. And the second goal is how do we get into profit? Now, in our company, once you recommend 4 customers that get started and buy the product, as you can see there, we say recommend 4, pay no more. So the company will waive your monthly fees. From the following month, you will have 0 monthly expenses. So that means you're broken even. Everything else that you make over and above that is pure profit. And on top of that, you'll make $80 in commissions if they're gold customers or $200 if they're platinum. Now, the other thing is that we do is that we also pay commissions, not just based on your effort, but also your team's efforts as well. So if, let's say, you recommend 6 of your friends, and those 6 of your friends go and recommend 1 more, okay, you'll see generating 12 sales, you'll make anywhere from, starts from $300 a month, and based on the volume of your team, you get up to $900 a month. Now, by recommending 6 sales, you've also made your money back. And you also got a couple of $100 in profit. As you can see there, 6 sales if they're gold, you make $570 cash. 6 sales if they're platinum, you make $750 cash. Now, there's no limit to how big this can get, guys. As you can see here, it says when you build a team of 60 customers if they're gold or 30 customers if they're platinum, the company will start paying up to $500 a month passive income. That's income that keeps coming in every single month. Now, this income here that you can see on your screen, that's the main reason that I got involved, because I saw these when I was running a radio PR agency in London, had about 40 staff members. I was an employee at that company. I also had my own marketing consulting agency handling accounts, for companies like Warner Brothers, Village Films, Nando's were some of my clients. And on top of that, I just spent a whole bunch of money to launch my own property business when I saw this. That's why I was super, super busy. And the reason that I was getting into property is purely because of one thing: passive income. I understood that passive income is the income that the world's wealthiest and most successful people, they get paid passively or through leverage. None of them are exchanging time for money. And that's the thing that caught my attention. That's why I got into real estate. Now, when I saw this and I realized I can make passive income for what? If you got a smartphone, less than what it costs you to get yourself a smartphone, you can have a business that can generate you passive income. Now, property in London, the average property in London, £600,000, which is about $1.2 million. That gets you a 2-bedroom apartment in London. That's the average prices in London. So it gives you an idea. That's high risk. I saw this here and I said, I don't have risk here, because let's face it, okay? I'm one of those people that's a best case, worst case scenario kind of person, okay? Let's say I suck at this, okay? Let's say over the next 12 months, I don't recruit a single person, okay? Let's say that's the worst case scenario. I don't recruit anybody over the next 12 months, okay? What's the worst case scenario? Well, I just lost $100 and I lost about $12 a month. So that's what, a couple of $100. Well, I know there's a lot of people that maybe went to the pub over Christmas holiday and probably drank a lot more than a couple of $100. Okay? So that's the worst case scenario. That's the way that I saw it, because, the travel, whatever I paid in, I just go on 1 or 2 holidays a year, I'm in a better place anyway. So that's one of the reasons that I saw this as basically as a 0 risk. Now, the thing that really made it work, though, this is the magic source of why our company is working so well and why people have got such great success stories. It's purely because of the tools and the training of the company. We do 4 big events a year. That's where the magic is made. That's why I love what you wrote, Jimmy. I'm going to Brisbane for momentum. Absolutely. Any people that are serious about making World Ventures work, they're going to be in Brisbane for momentum. Now, before momentum, we've actually got regional training. So trainings in your city, all the major cities around Australia, Melbourne, Sydney, Gold Coast and Perth on the 21st of January. And that's a one-day training. That's basically $69 US, which is less than $100. You go spend the day with someone that's literally, in order for them to qualify to even be a trainer for the company at that particular level, they need to be a minimum, $10,000 on a monthly basis. So you're not learning from someone that made it happen years ago, or you're not learning from someone that actually talks, from theory. You're learning from someone that's already done it. That started, zero in their business, brand new person, built it, and then they're qualified to teach us how to do it. Now, on top of that, guys, we've also got, you can go into empowerinternational.biz. That's our team site. That's something that we've created in order to help support the team. There's lots of great tools and videos, and we do webinars as this as well. So guys, just to recap, okay, if you just want to be a gold member and just go on the holidays, I'm just rounding it off, $250 once off. It includes your first month and $50 a month. Add another 20% on top of that for GST. If you want to do the business and come in as gold as well, it's $370 US once in your life, and then $70 a month. Platinum, again, that's what most people do in Australia, $400 once off and $100 a month if you just want to be a customer of the club. At platinum level, or if you want to do the business, $520 US once off and $120 a month. My recommendation, if you want to make money with World Ventures, guys, if you're going to do the business, make sure you get booked for the training. If you want to make serious money, come to momentum. If you want to start making money, make sure you're at the regional. That's my biggest recommendation. Now, to give you a little bit of an idea, over the 7.5 years that I got started with World Ventures, I shared this with a handful of people, literally less than 150 people personally in the last 7 years. Now, if I was in traditional sales, I would have been fired a long time ago. But luckily, because of the training of the company, that's turned into an organization in the tens of thousands of people around the world. In fact, my biggest success story in my team is what we call the Three Musketeers. You can see them up there on the screen. You can go into empowerinternational.biz and watch the video of their story. They're ex-military officers, never really been traveling when they joined World Ventures, but wanted something more. Now, they got to the highest level of the company in just over 2 years. The highest level in the company's average earnings, $500,000 US a year. Now they make more than $1 million US on a yearly basis, and they've just turned 30. Okay, now, I want to highlight to you, those results are not typical. They're not average results, okay? But if you want above average results, you got to put in above average effort. And that's exactly what these guys did. They literally, for just over 2 years, they really went hard at it, doing presentations, action every single day, because they wanted to hit the highest level of the company. Now, there's some people that just come in and say, look, I'd be happy with making an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. Whatever goal you've got, your action has to back it up. Okay? It's almost like, if you want to go to the gym, I mean, how appropriate. We're finishing 2016. A lot of people are thinking about New Year resolutions. A lot of people are thinking about, their health. They want to travel more. They want to make more money. Here's the number one mistake that most people make, though. The New Year starts and they go back and keep doing exactly what they were doing in 2016. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. You don't need to have a crystal ball. End of 2017, you'll be looking at your situation and going, next year's going to be better. Okay, but you gotta make that transition. You gotta go do something different. Now, we've got lots of other success stories. I mean, Stavros Katerina. Stavros used to sell cars for a living. Now it's one of the top income earners in our organization. Razvan and Jetta, I love this story. Very inspirational story. They are actually the reason we're opening Romania literally in a couple of weeks, and I'm flying out to Romania. They live in a country, guys, where the average salary is about 400 euros a month, which is less than $650, to give you an idea. Okay, I mean, in Australia, the average salary is $1,000 a week, not $700 a month. But this is literally becoming one of our fastest growing markets. You know why? Because when people have their back against the wall, the only way they can go is they can go forward. And sometimes they're looking for a strong leader to follow. You know, we've got lots of other leaders here in Australia as well. Lou Hardy, you know, mother of 3 children, 20 years in the army. Started off doing this part-time. Mike was an ex-basketball player. Cheezer was already very well financially. He was a sales manager of Porsche, to give you an idea. Did director, you know, in less than 3 months. One of the things you'll see here is attended all training seminars, because that is the key. So guys, this is what I want to finish off with. You know, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. I am maxed out on Facebook, but you can reach out to my fan page. Now, the person that invited you to this webinar, that's the person you need to get back to right now. Give them a call right now. Let them know, what did you like best about what you saw? Whether you just like the travel, you just want to go on the holidays, or whether you want to make some money as well. Plug into the local trainings, tools and support. But if there's anything that I can do that can be of value to support you on your journey, feel free to reach out to me. It's all about one team, one dream here as well, helping people to basically have a lot more fun, freedom and fulfillment in 2017. So thank you for taking the time to be on this webinar, and I look forward to seeing you on the beaches of the world.